it up, Chase.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios. Thank you for joining us today. It is the eSIM Studios podcast live stream, episode number 92. Number 92. Thank you for joining us. As I mentioned, it's a pleasure to have y'all in here with me today. Got a couple of interesting news stories and a couple of leaks that we will get into. Very interesting. And then a topic where thought-provoking, right? Mr. Daniel, how you doing today, sir? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Let's jump right into it. I'm trying to make these the replay value good. I don't want to waste too much time at the very beginning, but as always, I have to mention you can catch us on any podcast platform in the world. Simply, so wherever you get your podcast, simply search eSIM Studios and we will pop up. You can get the video and audio form of this, kind of like a YouTube replay on Spotify. Or if you just want the audio version, you go to Apple Podcasts. It's a more popular one, right? Where else? iHeartRadio app we're on. Amazon Music we're on. YouTube Music also. So you can catch us there. I upload every episode to the RSS feed, and it disperses it throughout the universe. So, real quick, if you were one of the people that upgraded, that got a Samsung Galaxy S24 series, whether it be an S24, S24 Plus, or S24 Ultra, and you missed the insurance, the enrollment date. You know how when you first get a Samsung phone, I believe they give you 30 days. I believe. I signed, or maybe it's 2 weeks. I'm not sure, but I signed up right away. I have both of my devices insured. Normally I don't, but if you're a viewer of this channel, you would possibly know that with my I have cracked 1 or 2 screens recently randomly, and it's not, look, all it takes is one screen. Figure out how much it costs to replace that. Holy crap. The Samsung enrollment. So Samsung enrollment, now this is insurance through Samsung. They've opened it back up, right? Not many people know, and I wanted to make that. Let's go ahead and pull this up, right? So, look, I've had we're going to be using, typically I run our news topics from our website, eSIMstudios.com or techstudios.app. I got a stomach bug today, and I have not been online all day, or at least I have been, but not enough to where I can write articles and post my own news stories. So today we're going to be running on the typical Android news publications. So Samsung Care Plus offers open enrollment for several devices, not just the S24 series, but also the Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5 as well. So if you're an owner of any one of those 5 devices, S24, S24 Plus, S24 Ultra, Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5, Samsung opened up enrollment once again just to make sure you have adequate insurance for those of y'all that wanted to enroll. Now, the foldable devices are a little more expensive when it comes to insurance, but if you get a foldable, you have to get insurance without question. One of the devices I busted my screen on was it a Flip 4 or Flip 5? I can't remember. I think it was a Flip 4. And man, oh man, I wish I had insurance. Now, it was on my very last day. It was on the 14th day. No. It was on the 13th day. And the 14th day, the returns closed. So I literally broke the screen on the 13th day. I had the Z Flip 4, and it immediately returned it. No harm, no foul. It was in the fine print, so I didn't get charged or anything. But, this is one of those things where if you break your screen, you're going to wish you had it. Open enrollment is open from today until June 30th. So I give you, about 6 weeks, which is a decent amount of time. I believe insurance for the S24 Ultra, I have the full coverage, is like $11. They replace the screen for free, and I think it's same day or next day. Not sure. Samsung parts. For the S24 Plus, I believe it's $7. $7, or maybe it's at $7.95. So it's basically $7 or $8 for the S24 Plus, and then I think $11 or $12 a month for the S24 Ultra. It just gives you peace of mind, and if anything happens to your device. So those of y'all that do have one of these 5 devices, just know that you can enroll. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's see, what is it? It says it protects against their device against theft. So if your phone gets stolen, loss or damage of the device with unlimited repairs included. This applies for drops, spills, batteries, mechanical breakdowns, same-day replacement, and Knox Guard security. Samsung says there's over 700 authorized Samsung Care locations to choose from, and access to 9,000 certified technicians nationwide for users in need of repairs. I'm going to put this link in the description box underneath the video when this is done. SamsungCarePlus.com. SamsungCarePlus.com. I'm not getting any kickbacks. I'm not a partner with them. I'm just simply simply passing along knowledge that it might fly by some people's heads. If you wanted it, now's a good time to enroll. Because remember, when this closes, you got to go find third-party insurance. And that's when it's more expensive and more of a pain in the ass. Samsung does have really good insurance and replacements. So, plus it's all Samsung parts, right? Some of the third-party insurance, they use non-Samsung parts. So, those of y'all that want to enroll, I'll put a link in the description as soon as this live stream is done, or you can go to samsungcareplus.com. Hey, what's going on, Ray Midnight? Appreciate you joining me, man. Thank you for joining the stream today. I really appreciate it. Everybody, I'm going to link one of my YouTube buddies. I'm going to link Ray Midnight's channel in the description box below as well. Very entertaining YouTube channel. Good guy. Absolutely great guy. I take that back. Absolutely great guy. And his channel is very entertaining. So I'm going to link his channel in the description box below as soon as this stream is done. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Midnight. All right, check this out. When we talk about CPUs, right? When we talk about the CPUs that power these devices, every year get a little faster, get a little stronger, more powerful. And as you know, Samsung produces their own CPUs. However, they've been known to put Qualcomm Snapdragon CPUs in their flagship devices, at least here in the United States, right? Every year it seems like there's a new way that they're implementing their Samsung Exynos processors in here. Some countries it's available, some countries it's not. Thank God. Here in the US, it's always been Qualcomm Snapdragon. Some of the things that have hindered Samsung Exynos processors, which is why you would think, right, if Samsung has their own CPU, why are they reaching out for Qualcomm to put their CPUs in the United States versions of the Samsung Galaxy devices? Well, that's because typically Qualcomm Snapdragon processors are so good, in fact, that when paired with their modems here in the United States, picks up better cell signal and just gets overall better performance. Samsung Exynos processors have been hindered in the past with horrible battery life and sluggish performance. Let's just face it, right? Well, we got a glimpse of what Samsung's been working on, and it looks like there might be a little change for next year's S25 series. Now, again, Samsung, for those of y'all that don't know, Samsung is actually going to change the design. So the S25 Ultra, not going to look like this S24 Ultra. Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, not going to look like this S24 Plus. They're changing their design, unlike Apple, that sticks with the look and feel of, right, their iPhone for eternities, it seems, because we do have more iPhone news, iPhone 16 news, here in just a minute, that you get to see what it looks like. You get to see the size comparison and everything. So stick around and we'll get to the iPhone 16 series in just a second. But Android and Galaxy S25. So let me pull this story up. There's so many damn ads, man. S25 is said to get a 3 nanometer. That is a very, very, very small CPU. Exynos, Samsung. So the S25 is said to get a 3 nanometer Samsung Exynos chip that outshines the Snapdragon in power efficiency. What? Yes, very shocking, very surprising. The Samsung Exynos that's in some of these other countries in the S24, right? I said some S24 models have the Exynos, some have Snapdragon. Here in the US, obviously Snapdragon, but in Europe, other places, in Korea, the Exynos, what was it? The 2200, I believe. Very good performer. Everybody thought it was going to suck, and it's quite the opposite. So it looked like they're on the right track, and their next generation CPU looks like it's going to outperform the Snapdragon counterpart. Let's see here. A report claims Samsung Exynos 2500 chip will use the company's 3 nanometer process. That's on the 3 nanometer node. It's basically, when you see these numbers, it's basically the foundation that the CPU is built upon, right? Like a house, like a home. The 3 nanometer, pretty freaking small. Just a few years ago, seemingly they go down every year in size with every new generation of CPU. It was 7 nanometer node, meaning a 7 nanometer foundation for the CPU, and then 6, and then 5, and then 4, and then 3. Eventually, they're going to get to 1, right? Because you can't have 0. You can't have no foundation that the processor sits on. So typically, the smaller the nanometer, the more power efficient it is, right? The less it heats up, and they have typically in the past gotten more performance out of it. This Exynos 2500 is predicted to outclass the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 in power efficiency. Now, power efficiency, not overall performance. So in benchmark tests, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 still going to perform better in all-out performance testing. However, this is a good sign that Samsung is on the right track, because power efficiency means what? Battery life, right? How much power they can push out of it, but also extend the battery life. So Samsung's literally flipping the script. In just about 2 years, they've turned their CPU, their Exynos CPU, into a laughing. It was a laughing matter, right? Nobody took them serious. And now it's like, oh wow. So it looks like they're on the right track. I do not expect the S25 series in the United States to be an Exynos CPU. I still believe they're going to put a Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 in the United States version of the S25 series. But this is a good sign. Samsung's on the right track. And it should be very interesting to see what countries they choose to put this Exynos CPU in. And remember, the upcoming Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, supposed to beat Apple's iPhone 16 and their Bionic chip in performance. This year was the very first year that they got close, and in fact, one benchmark test showed it did beat the iPhone. When in recent memory, iPhone CPUs have blown away every Android CPU, seemingly, right? And just over the last, year or 2 years, it looks like Snapdragon's really turning up the heat. They've been producing some phenomenal CPUs. So now the stage is set to see who can have CPU supremacy, right? For us tech nerds, it's very interesting. I can't wait. It's like a heavyweight matchup, right? Samsung, or I guess Qualcomm and Apple with these CPUs. Because make no mistake about it, the CPU is the heart of any mobile device. Is the CPU? It plays such a huge part in how good a battery life you get, performance, right? All the above. It's the heart and soul of each and every mobile device. All right. Now, let's see here. Let's take a look at this iPhone. So, iPhone 16 takes shape. Speaking of iPhone, display production reportedly is getting a green light. So, they're going to start manufacturing parts for this new iPhone 16, and then eventually, maybe in a few months, start actually putting them together. Typically, what phone manufacturers do is they design these things years in advance. Years. This iPhone 16, like right now, Apple in their R&D department is probably working on design, look, feel, and what parts it will have internally on the iPhone 19. Which sounds crazy, right? iPhone 19? What the hell? Yes. These are planned years in advance. So they've had the schematics. They've had the look, feel, design of this iPhone 16 probably in place for a good 2 years, 2.5 years, maybe 3 years. Just now, once you get closer to that launch date of the iPhone 16 launching in September, mid-September, now they take all those plans, everything that they've planned for the last few years, and they start seeking out suppliers, right? Because Apple, obviously they sell the iPhone, but they don't make the display, the physical display. They don't make it, surprisingly enough. Typically, the display suppliers have been Samsung and BOE, another display provider. But not only the displays are they going to start producing, they'll start producing the bionic chip we were just talking about, the CPU. They'll even reach out to whatever company got the contract for the speakers in the iPhones or the microphones. All these little parts will start to get manufactured, and then probably if the displays get put in production, green light, let's see, if that's next month, then that means probably in July or August, they'll start literally taking all these parts that were produced for the iPhone 16, and they will literally put the iPhone together with all these parts that have been produced for it. They typically put the iPhone together, put it on a manufacturing assembly line, and start putting them together roughly 2 months before launch. Because remember, when launch day comes, they're probably going to sell, I don't know, a couple million on launch day, right? So they got to have a couple million already produced. Now, Apple being, I guess, the biggest company in the world, they have the means, they have the resources to do that. It's a little harder for companies like Nothing, right? That are on, they have a good backing, but nowhere near Apple's $1 trillion evaluation. Nothing probably has a couple $100 million evaluation, but they still have to pull strings to get stuff manufactured. Apple can do something with a click of their finger, right? Snap of their finger. Now, one big difference here with the iPhone 16 that if y'all watching were unaware, we touched on it. What was it? I think it was a podcast, maybe. It had to been a couple weeks ago. The iPhone 16 Pro Max, the big one, is going to be ginormous. And I'm not even, I'm not exaggerating. It's going to be bigger than the S24 Ultra, which, if anybody has used a Samsung S24 Ultra or even S23 Ultra, it's a big freaking phone. It's big, it's squared, it's heavy, and it's just big. It's just flat out big. This is the only phone that I own. I own a ton of phones. This is the only one, the S24 Ultra, S23 Ultra, that I actually struggled to use with one hand, right? And I have average size hands. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, mine aren't giant. I don't have big hands or small hands, right? Average hands. Now, this is the only phone. Let me say this again. This is the only phone I struggle with using one hand. This new iPhone 16 Pro Max is going to be bigger than this phone. So I'm not sure. I think that's the strategy behind that. I honestly think they just want the biggest and best phone, period. Like, yeah, let's make one bigger than the, bragging rights, right? Let's make one bigger than the S24 Ultra, so they can brag, they can say they have the biggest and best phone. It's going to be a 6.9 inch display. 6.9, almost 7 inches. Huge. Daniel says, I'm strongly considering selling my S24 Ultra and getting an S24 Plus just for that reason. Yes. Check it out. When I struggle using the phone is when I'm brushing my teeth. I know I probably should put the phone down, but texting, or there's a new story that I'm trying to add here for my podcast later, or whatever, right? Trying to play a YouTube video, comment. I'm in the YouTube comments. Chat gang. Is when I brush my teeth. It's so hard to, I honestly have to go like this, juggle it around in my hand just so I can make a selection. See that? Because if I normally hold it, damn it, can't get a good view. I'm still missing. I can't touch over there, right? What about up here? I can't reach this. And I can't reach this. So it's basically just right here that I can reach. Y'all see that? So I'm missing 60% of the screen that I just can't touch with one hand. It's very annoying. It's the only thing I dislike about this phone. It's just too big. I mean, You know what I'm saying? Pause. But it's really big. S24 Plus. I had put this in the cabinet for the last couple weeks. I just busted it out to do some case reviews for Crave, and I started to use this again because like, wow, this is a badass phone. I would encourage that, honestly. If you think it's too big, S24 Plus is the way to go. And to tell you the truth, it actually runs. I've been benchmarking these lately. S24 Plus is the fastest phone that I own. It even outperforms the Ultra. It's freaking awesome. It's the perfect size. 6.7 inches is the perfect size for any phone. iPhone, Android, any phone. 6.7 inches is this. Cameras are pretty freaking good. I don't use that zoom, the 100x zoom that much to just hold on to the S24 Ultra just for the cameras. These cameras are really good too. And I can touch the whole, basically, 90% of the screen, right? So, you got them baby hands, and you're really struggling with that S24 Ultra. You really are. And this is a phenomenal device. Perfect, easy to take pictures. That's the other thing when you take pictures. With the Ultra, that's a two-handed phone. I mean, it just flat out is. With this one, I can easily double press the power button, get it into camera mode, just flip it over, and just start taking pictures. Right? This one, you double click. I can kind of do the same thing. Right? But it's so heavy and it's so big. You gotta kind of sometimes have to hold it with two hands too, just so it doesn't start shaking. But it is what it is, right? But going back to the iPhone, 6.9 inches. iPhone 16 Pro Max, 6.9 inches. Bigger than the S24 Ultra. I don't know. You know how some women, and it's all personal preference, right? But I do know women that use the Pro Max. Whether it be the 12 Pro Max, 13 Pro Max, 14, 15. I'm not sure iPhone users are aware of what's coming on the horizon. I think they're going to say, ooh, bigger display, nice. And then they're going to get it and they're going to be like, holy shit. They're not going to be able to use it. And it's a struggle. Don't text and drive. But if you're at a stoplight, right? If you're at a stop sign, you're in bumper-to-bumper traffic, stopped on the highway, it's hard to use a phone with two hands in a car, right? It just is. But this iPhone 16 Pro Max is going to be an issue for people. I promise you. Mark my words, when this comes out, just over the horizon, this will come up once this iPhone 16 Pro Max is released. This is going to be a talking point of many, many, many people. The phone is too big and it's going to be heavy as shit. It's going to be heavy. It weighs more. The 15 Pro Max, I believe, weighs a little more than this phone. So you're telling me you're going to add to the internal components and you're going to add weight to it, make it bigger. So it's going to be bigger and heavier. I don't know if that's a smart idea for Apple. They're taking a risk. They're taking a big risk. Doing this, honestly. What's going on, sir? Thank you for joining us. Caught us about halfway through. So let's see here. Apple will start screen production for the iPhone 16 in June, which is here in just about 6 weeks. Young added that the base model iPhones the base model iPhone, so the iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro, are projected to have the highest volume of production among the 4 incoming models. Interesting. Based on previous leaks, it is expected that the iPhone 16 Pro models will be larger than last year's flagships. We've seen that, and actually, I think I might have a, I might have a picture of them again, or did I delete it? I think I deleted it. So, this year, the iPhone 16 Pro is going to be a 6.3 inch display, which is up from the 15 Pro, has a 6.1 inch display, right? So the iPhone 16 Pro is going to get a 6.3 inch display, And the Pro Max, as I mentioned, a 6.9 inch display. Lord have mercy. And that's probably, look, for the Pro, it's probably just right, because as y'all know, I'm not an iPhone user, but the Pro models, like the 14 Pro, 15 Pro, they seem a little bit too small. If I were to use one, I'd probably go with the Pro Max. However, you know what? I think part of the decision making that included making the Pro Max bigger this year is that they know people are not going to get the Pro Max because it's simply going to be too big. So they increased the screen display on the 16 Pro, the smaller one, because I've always thought the Pro version is a little too small, just for my liking, at 6.1 inches. So making it a 6.3 inches makes it a little bigger screen, makes it a little nicer to use for those that want a little more screen real estate, right? So they know some people that the Pro Max is going to be too big, so they'll just probably fall back onto the 16 Pro since it will have a bigger screen. So I think that all came into play with this decision. It's going to look the same. All right, we've looked at the iPhone 16. They're actually, the Pro and the Pro Max are going to look the same with those 3 cameras on the back. And the regular version, the 16, and the I guess I should say the non-Pro models, they're actually falling back in design language and using the iPhone 10, right, back. So it's going to basically look like this. That's what the iPhone 16 is going to look like. The non-Pro models are going to have those cameras one above each other. So it will be interesting. Let me pull real quick to show what I'm looking at. I deleted those photos out of my... Here we go. Let me pull this up. What else is I gonna show y'all? Shit. I forgot. Oh well. Let's move on to yes, something cool. Hang on, let me clear my throat. Hang on. I was literally looking for something, some kind of app, some kind of program where I could connect 2 computers together. I have 2 mini PCs right here next to me. The Firebat, the all-white mini PC. Then I have the Menace Forum mini PC, the UM773. Absolute workhorse. I freaking love this thing. I love mini PCs. I'm going to try to implementing a little more mini PC stuff into the channel. I have another maker actually trying to work something out with him. Actually, Firebat, the one that makes this all white one, they have a new model that's a freaking beast with their all new AMD 7 series CPU. Trying to get, it's like $600-700. So I'm not gonna buy it, but I'm trying to get it sent to me so I can review it. But let's put that to rest. I've been trying to find a program. Now I know I can connect them via Ethernet. However, the Firebat, the Minisform only has one Ethernet port. You can connect two PCs through Ethernet ports, right? For file transfers, this and that. But assuming I'm running these on Ethernet, so I would have to have one extra Ethernet port per device to connect them to run, for file transfers and stuff like that. Well, here today we got new news that may come in handy for some people, especially myself. Check this out. Intel's new Thunderbolt Share app lets two PCs work together like one. Thunderbolt Share only works with Windows for now. Now, here's my next question that maybe we'll get answered, maybe we won't. I don't use Intel CPUs. I don't like Intel CPUs anymore. I used to, but I switched to all AMD a few years ago, right? I don't use anything but AMD. They're cheaper, and they're actually, my opinion, better, more powerful. But it depends on who you ask. But I personally switched to AMD. Now, and so this is an Intel application. Can it work with AMD CPUs? Typically, AMD CPUs do not have a Thunderbolt port. Now, this is one of the reasons why I like these two mini PCs that I have, because even though they run AMD CPUs, they have both of them have a Thunderbolt port, right? Up to 40 gigabits per second of data transfer, in absolute insane amount of data transfer. So let's hope. You know what? I wonder, is it available to download right now? If you have two PCs at your home, like I do, I know most probably don't, but maybe you have a laptop, maybe you have a desktop. And no, you have to have a Thunderbolt port or else this won't work. That's typically for newer devices. I would say most Apple devices have them too, but within the last few years, right? I don't think a 7-year-old PC, maybe not even a 5-year-old PC, had Thunderbolt ports. But typically, if you have bought a new PC or laptop in the last... Now, I'm not talking desktop either, because typically the desktops do not have a Thunderbolt port. Almost all the new mini PCs do that are high performance. They do have Thunderbolt ports, and then most laptops, they should now too. Let's see. Intel announced it is launching a new PC-to-PC sharing app called Thunderbolt Share. The proprietary app allows two PCs to share a mouse. That's badass. Share a keyboard. That is badass. Screens, storage, and more while connected with just a single Thunderbolt cable. So that means I can connect two of my PCs back here. So the PC I'm running on, the Minisform UM773, is currently running this stream. It's what I do most of my daily activities on, edit videos, stream. It's what I'm on right now, right? This is what you're watching me on, is my Minisform PC. The Firebat, the white one, is plugged into this monitor, and then this monitor right here. This external monitor you might not be able to see. But it's plugged into these two. So technically, I can plug in these two mini PCs via a Thunderbolt cable, and then I'll be able to use this keyboard and this mouse on both PCs. Because look, I have another mouse and wireless keyboard that's plugged into the Firebat, the white one. So let's see. Intel, yes. Okay, we got to that. Thunderbolt cable, okay. Intel announced in a blog post today that it's launching its app called Thunderbolt Share. The company plans to license the app to laptop and desktop OEMs as a feature to bundle with new hardware. Once the app is installed on two computers with Thunderbolt 4.5, users will be able to quickly transfer files between the two devices by dragging and dropping, sync data seamlessly, share a mouse, a keyboard, and more. It also could be useful if you want to make migrating from an old PC to a new PC. In addition, the app will allow you to mirror one's computer screen to another at an uncompressed 1080p resolution at 60 frames per second with the low latency Thunderbolt provides. Now, it says Thunderbolt 4.5. We're currently on Thunderbolt 4. Thunderbolt 5 is the next generation Thunderbolt. I don't believe... I may be wrong, but I don't believe any PCs have Thunderbolt 5 yet, although it's right around the corner. Like within this next year, you're going to see PCs coming out with Thunderbolt 5, which is insane because Thunderbolt 4 is still lightning fast. It appears you may not be required to have a Thunderbolt certified computer or an Intel chip to use the app either. Yes, thank you, because that was my question. If I have AMD PCs and laptops, will this still work even though it's made by Intel? It appears it will. The statement to the Intel Vice President Jason Ziller said that USB 4 and Thunderbolt 3 connections may work. We just really don't guarantee it. We won't be providing support for it. So it sounds like it will work, but they prefer this be used on Intel-based devices. Well, there's only one way to find out, right? You know what that means. Let's test it out. So what is it called? Now, where do I get this at? It's probably on their blog post, right? This is called Intel Share or Thunderbolt Share? Thunderbolt Share. Let me go to their official blog post. Probably has download info there. So this is so sweet. This is badass. This is what I have been dreaming of. It makes my workday easier. So that's why I'm happy. So let's see. Creators can increase their creativity potential. Yeah, no shit. Using two PCs at once. All right. So this is compatible with Thunderbolt 4.5 running Windows. Sweet. Okay, so how do I get it? Let's see. They said it's an app, so where can I download it? Maybe it's not available? So let's search it. Thunderbolt Share. Let's try it. Hang on. Alright, so I turned that on. Now let me put a Thunderbolt cable that I have here into both computers, and let's see what happens. All right, bear with me. I'm plugging in the both computers right now. All right, they're plugged in. Let's see what happened. So I'm going to go to the File app and see if my other computer shows up. It's not showing up. So I guess it's not available yet, or at least it's not connecting right out the gate. Although I wonder if you have to update your PC, if there's an update that would activate it. Oh, I have a question for y'all. Everybody that's watching. I'm thinking of a new app, right, that I'm going to develop. There is an Intel update. Maybe that's it.
Vibes on the beat. Hey, run that shit up, Chase.
I don't know. Well, I'm not going to waste any more time on it, but I'll try to work on it in the background and see if I can get these two to, or see what the deal is with this Intel share thing. Okay. So I want to create this new app, right? Would y'all be interested in an app, a marketplace app, where you buy and sell marketplace, that's only specific to phones? Because I know there's not that much out there. Because I was looking at apps on the Play Store. The only phone marketplace is basically Swappa. Now, which is a decent app. But I was thinking of more along the lines of like a Mercari or OfferUp, but all they do is all we do is phones, like buy and sell phones. We can list it on there nationally, and we just like OfferUp or just like Mercari, but it's only phones. I was thinking of that last night. I might develop an app for that. Anyways, let's see. Let's get through these last couple of things, right? So we left off on iPhone. I got one or two more things going on here. I got word that there was a Google Play Services update. Now, I've only tried. I activated all my search. I've only tried on the Pixel, and the Pixel's still on January. Is that the same thing for y'all? How's everybody like the Pixel since the beta update? Good? So I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to Google Play Services. Still in January. Let's check a couple of other phones. I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody that I saw that online. Maybe they were not. I'm not sure. Maybe theirs was. So the S24 is still on April. Let's see. Is there an update for? Oh, check this out. S24 Ultra, the May, that's what it was. The May Google Play Services system update is available if you have an S24. So I'm going to go ahead and update that. I'm going to go ahead and update my other one. So please check your S24. If you have an S24, Google Play Services, the May update is now available. So that was the S24 Ultra. Here's the S24 Plus. I see a new Play update on my Pixel 8 Pro. I was on April. Damn. Oh, so you're not running beta, correct? Because you're not running beta, I'm assuming. So that was correct then. I'm assuming if you're on the stable build, you do have May's Google Play Services update. Because I'm on beta and it's still on January. What the hell? I was shocked because I checked my Pixel about an hour before we went live, and it said current January. What? It's not current. See, look. This is the Pixel 8 Pro, right? January. So it must be just for beta users. The Play Services is not updated. I mean, is not up to date, which sucks. But let me check the Nothing phones because the Samsung phones got them. No, let me check Nothing. And I have Nothing news here in just a second. We'll get to. Hang on. Hell yeah. Nothing Phone 2A. Look at this. May update is available.
Run that shit up, Chase.
Badass. Okay, so it appears it's hitting all Android phones, minus the Pixel on beta software. Sucks, but I don't know what the hell they're doing when it comes to that. But all my other devices, the May update is available. So if you have an Android phone, and it probably goes the same thing for tablets too. If you have a Samsung tablet, go ahead and update that. You should have one available. Let's check the Nothing Phone 2. Yes. Nothing Phone 2. It is available. May security. A Play System update. Cool. Good news. We got those updated. Very good. So please check your phones. Look, easiest thing to do if you can't find it, go to your settings app. Once you get to your settings app, once you open that up, so go ahead and click that little magnifying glass on that search bar and simply search. What the hell? Simply search Google Play System Update. Google Play System Update. Search for that in your settings, and then it will lead you right to where you need to click to download and restart your phone. Because since they don't notify you of these, you have to manually check, which is a pain in the ass. I don't know why they don't notify you. If you never updated your phone, you could be like a year behind, right? But it's all good. So let's go ahead and move on to. Let's go ahead and move on to our last story, I believe. Let's see, where are we at? That app would be on the Play Store and for iPhone as well. It wouldn't be a web app where you can install it on your phone. Although actually after starting to develop these things, I prefer web apps now. Like an application, like it's a website you go to, but then they ask you, do you want to install this on your home screen? I almost prefer that more than the Play Store, I think. But I'm gonna go ahead and submit. I think I do want to make that application work. I'm gonna have to promote it and all that stuff, but it's all good. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Your Pixel 8 Pro is on January. Damn. You're on beta as well. Wow. Well, hopefully they update that quick. Have you had any other issues with yours since last night? Mine's been fine. I think this is a really, really good update, really big update too. The last night, the beta 2. Changed wallpaper, very, very nice. Good. Perfect. Yeah, it's a really, really good update. I encourage everybody, well, if you want to, download and install the beta because it's freaking awesome. Okay, let's move on to this last story. I think it's the last one, right? Yeah, so check this out. Here's something interesting. So remember that new CMF phone that they're coming out with? CMF is a sub-brand or a child brand, I guess. The CMF's parent company, the company that created and started CMF, is Nothing. They have a smaller sub-brand, CMF. It's even more affordable devices. They make earbuds, They make chargers. They make a watch that Daniel won. He won my CMF watch giveaway. So they make affordable electronics. Cool electronics too, right? But since they're so closely tied to nothing, when we first heard that CMF was going to come out with a phone, we were like, damn, that's crazy, because you would think it would be along the lines of this, right? The Nothing Phone 2A, right? It's cheap, it's affordable, it's badass. It's the best phone you could buy for the money. For the money. I never use mid-range phones. They just can't keep up with my workload. This phone has not only been able to keep up, it hasn't even stuttered. But getting back to CMF, you would think they would develop a phone like this, right? It's cheap, $350, relatively cheap for new phones that are over $1,000. Well, it appears that, let me take a step back. We did see a leak last week that said the CMF phone was going to be like $144. Brand new. $144. What the hell? It's going to be, I was like, man, it's going to be I wouldn't touch that thing with a 10-foot pole. But it appears that might not be the case. It appears that the CMF Phone 1, following the name and the branding of its parent company, it appears the CMF Phone 1 actually might be just like this phone, because it shares, we got news today, it shares many similar, if not the exact same internal parts that this does. Let's check it out. So here's the 2A. That's in black. This is in white. The more, let's see. Okay, so as we get closer to launch, the more specs basically have been coming out. And it appears that the CMF Phone 1 is going to share very, very similar DNA with the Nothing Phone 2A. So here are some of the specs that I'm assuming are confirmed for the CMF phone. And it could be so good, in fact, that y'all might want to buy it, right? Because this is good for, shoot, I'll use this for my personal phone, everyday phone. It's that good. But it's so cheap. If you need a second phone and you don't want to buy a 2 or 3 year old Samsung or a 2 or 3 year old Pixel, if you want a new phone that's relatively cheap, you do need a second phone, right? Maybe you started your own side business, maybe you still have a 9 to 5, but you need another line, another phone number for whatever. This is a perfect choice. It's inexpensive and it's badass, right? I forgot the point I was getting to. But check this out. Sorry. Developer and leaker, whoever, posted purported CMF by Nothing Phone 1 specs on Twitter. These specs suggest that the new CMF headset is basically the same as the Phone 2A in some ways. So here's the model. We got the CMF Phone 1, model AO15. For those of y'all that did not know, it ties naming and model number naming closely to its older brothers, the Nothing Phone 1, 2, and 2A, because the name for this one is fairly close. Model number for this Nothing Phone 2A is A, as in Apple, 142. Model name for this Nothing Phone 2 is A065. And the new model name for the CMF Phone 1, A015. So very similar naming. Now, check this out. It's going to have a MediaTek Dimensity 7200. Does that sound familiar? Yes, it does. Because this, with a little difference, this Nothing Phone 2A has a MediaTek Dimensity 7200 series. Now, it says series. This has the Pro version of the Dimensity 7200, meaning it's the 7200 from MediaTek. But that's like a 8 or 9 months old. But what they did is they went back to MediaTek. The Nothing developers and engineers worked side by side in crafting a souped up, a beefed up, more powerful Dimensity 7200, right? It's basically the 7200 on steroids. So it could provide enough power to basically do whatever you want to do on here. Now, benchmarking scores are not anything to brag about. However, it does everything I wanted to do. I don't game on my phone, so that doesn't make that big of a difference. The only thing I care about is, does it stutter? Does it lag? Is there a noticeable difference in performance between this phone and my S24 Plus? No. In fact, this can run a little smoother operating system, opening, closing apps, maneuvering throughout the operating system. But let's get back to these stats. Screen size for this new CMF Phone 1. So look, it's going to have the same CPU. I don't know if it's going to have the 7200 Pro, which is in the 2A, or if it's just going to have the 7200, which was 8 or 9 months old. Or the third option, they could put the 7200 in there, but it not be the regular 7200, or it could not be the 7200 Pro that's in this one. Maybe they went back to MediaTek and got the 7200 chipset and tweaked it in a different way, right? So right now we don't know if it's going to be the base 7200, is it going to be the 7200 Pro, which is in here, or is it going to be a completely redesigned new 7200 from MediaTek? We just don't know yet, but we do know it will have a series, 7200 series in there. Screen size on the CMF Phone 1, 6.67 OLED, 120 hertz refresh rate. Guess what this is? Nothing Phone 2A. It is a 6.67 OLED, 120 hertz refresh rate display on here. Guess what the Nothing Phone 2 has display-wise? A 6.67 OLED, 120 hertz refresh rate display. You guessed it. So it's going to have the same display, same CPU. Colors: black, green, blue, orange in India only. Orange in India only, but black, green, and blue will be available for the rest of the world. Battery: 5,000 milliamp per hour battery. What's in the Nothing Phone 2A? 5,000 milliamp per hour battery. What's in the Phone 2? 5,000 milliamp per hour battery. 33 watts fast charging. Guess what's in these? 33 watts fast charging. Memory: 8 gigs of RAM. DDR4X, 2100 megahertz. So that's the only noticeable difference, is the RAM. The RAM that's in these two Nothing phones are both DDR5 RAM, which is the newest kind of RAM. DDR4, which is the CMF Nothing Phone 1 is going to have, is a little. It's not shabby by any means. It's just not the latest and greatest. And 8 gigs of RAM. Not my, favorite. I would prefer 12. However, the Nothing activated RAM, what do they call it? RAM. Every company calls it something different, but it's basically RAM expansion, where you can actually add another 8 gigs of RAM on top of what it has inside already. So I'm assuming they're going to do the same thing with CMF, since Nothing owns CMF, is put in RAM expansion. So even though it has 8 gigs of RAM, you could potentially add another 8 gigs and have 16 gigs of RAM, right? I would not be concerned about LDDR4 RAM. It's still pretty dang fast, in my opinion. So it looks like it's going to be similar. And now, the only question for me is obviously price. We'll get to that in a second, but what Dimensity 7200 is going to have in it? Is it going to be the same one as this, or is it going to be the original? Or like I said, are they going to go back, tweak it a little, just specifically for the CMF Phone 1? Possibly. That's my guess. I don't think they're going to use the OG 7200. I think they're going to use an upgraded version, or potentially the Pro version, which they have in here. But it's got to be cheaper than this, right? So if this is $350, what the hell is this one the CMF Phone 1 going to be? Shit, I just dropped my phone. $299, $249. I mean, that's cheap. That's cheap. That's so cheap that it's almost a no-brainer. You just buy it because you might need a second phone or shit. Just, if you're in my case, just buy it to buy it. Which I'm gonna get one, no doubt. I'm getting one. I just don't know when, but it looks like it will be available. Let's see. Does it say when? Whoops. 3 years of OS updates, 4 years of security. There's still no word on. That's it. Camera. In storage, if it's gonna have 8 gigs of RAM, it's gonna have 128 storage or 256 option. And lights, we don't know if it's gonna have the glyph lights. Hang on one second. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy this phone. If look, I don't know. We got reports. We got reports saying it was gonna be 100. I wonder. Can I find that again? We got reports saying it was gonna be $144. Now that's that's dirt cheap. I don't think that's true. I could imagine this being like $299. All right, $300. I'm gonna buy one of these, and I think I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'll probably buy 2. I'll keep one for myself, and then I'll do a giveaway of one of this when these come out. Now they may not. It's possible. It's not meant for America, like the 2A, right? Because this was not meant for America, though you can buy one. It's possible that, but I can still get one or have them send me one, right? But I'll probably buy one. I'll probably keep the one they send me, and then I'll probably buy one with my own money, whether it be on eBay or through some other channels, and do a giveaway. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm thinking about. If it's gonna be under 300, if it's gonna be 250, I'll buy one and we'll do a giveaway with that. So stay tuned. Sounds like it's probably gonna launch. I don't know when. Actually, we could do a Google search. I'm gonna need y'all's help too on naming that application. I got some names in mind, but let's see. CMF. See, here's what. $149. What the hell? Yeah, I doubt it's gonna have lights. It probably won't have lights because CMF doesn't have. CMF is not the. Nothing's brand is see-through, right? See-through phones, see-through earbuds, everything you can see into the internals. CMF has nothing you can see to the inside, right? It's basically their watch is a plastic watch, plastic earbuds, plastic charger. So yeah, if they want to reduce costs, they're gonna have to put plastic on there. But hell, if you put the same internals as the Nothing Phone 2A, basically in a phone like this, still gonna perform good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I don't think it's gonna be this one. It's just a mock-up, right? It'll probably look something like this. Probably have one camera if it's gonna be $149. Very interesting. So yeah, we'll probably get one and then do a giveaway with the other. So here's the charger. Actually, I was going to get, I think they have them on for sale on Amazon, no? But that's it for news stories, guys. That's all that I had in store for today. Let's see, CMF charger. I wanted to get one. Yeah. Damn, they have them and you could buy them and they will deliver by tomorrow. So let's see. I believe that is it. Unless there's any news stories that popped up. Let's take a look. Let me share my screen here with y'all.
On the beat.
So here we have, let me refresh, any new news stories. It's getting, ChatGPT is getting Google Drive integration. Oh yes, I have unboxings to do. So I may cut this short right now and record some of my unboxings here. Grand Theft Auto 6 release date for fall 2025. It looks like it's about it, guys. I believe I'm going to get out of here and record some of my unboxings and stuff like that. So, I also have a couple case reviews. But for the future, D-Brand, I haven't been in contact with D-Brand. They're going to send us some cases, which kind of came out of nowhere. That we are going to partner with D-Brand. And what else? Got a bunch of sponsorship offers that may or may not do, but that's for future reference. And then we're going to unbox this. Plod Note. It is a ChatGPT empowered AI voice recorder. I'm going to unbox that and start testing. And then I have a electronics cleaner, basically a ultrasonic, ultraviolet cleaner for phones, keys, whatever you want. That comes in handy, especially after the pandemic. Walk inside, put it right next to your door, right? Throw your phone. I think it takes like 20 seconds, something like that. Throw your phone, keys in there, and it kills all the germs within just a few seconds. So that's badass. So we got that one as well. We are gonna do. But yes, I'm going to get back. I'm going to probably start designing. I'm going to need y'all's help. honestly. Probably naming, probably throw out some suggestions, questions. Do you prefer this or that, or what should I do with this or that? I'm gonna make because look, again, Swappa. If you go to the Play Store and you look up phone, there's just not anything else to compete against Swappa. Yes, you can go to OfferUp. Yes, you can go to Mercari, but they got a ton of crap on there. I'm talking about just phones, just phone sales. That's what we're going to specialize in. A marketplace application just for used cell phones. So if you go to the Play Store and you type in selling phone, Mercari, Shopify, but that's a e-commerce. Temu, that's not. Eco ATM, at the Walmarts and stuff, where you put your phone in there and they scan it and give you an offer. That's in here. Swappa, OfferUp, Cashify, eBay, Black Market. Black Market's cool, but they only resell refurbished phones. We're going to be doing used phones that are not refurbished. There's, of course, eBay. What is Cashify? Oh, it's an India app. Buy and sell used phones, but that says India's most trusted app to buy and sell phones. Does that work here? Let's try it out. OfferUp. You know what's good? You know what's not good? OfferUp used to be my favorite marketplace app. Then they got purchased out and they bought OfferUp bought, damn, what's that app's name? Another similar app. But OfferUp recently, they are milking and diming, they're penny pinching its users. You can only post one item now. One item, that's it. Back in the day, you could have 20 items for sale. And they really, really, really force you to buy a premium membership, which is like $7 or $8 a month. It's ridiculous. And not all of my messages go through anymore. It used to be messaging very fast on OfferUp. Message the seller, buyer and seller both message each other. Now, if you're not subscribed to premium, my messages won't even go through at all. And it says specifically under the premium membership, messages get to the other person faster if you have premium membership. What? They should get to them no matter if I have premium or free. So not only are they running hella ads on their application, they're also basically forcing you to use it now with premium membership. So that's what kind of got me turned upside down. And I was like, you know what? There's like, besides Swappa, and they're not perfect by any means either. So, I have no idea what I'm going to name it, but that's where y'all will come in and help me. And then also with features and stuff, we can kind of build this together. I might even do a live stream just to show y'all what it looks like before launch and what should I add this or add that or take something away. I'm going to get started on it tomorrow or this weekend, but I'm going to get started on it ASAP. And then we'll release it on Google Play. We'll release it on Apple App Store, and then it'll also be a web app too, where you can install the app outside of the Play Store or App Store as well. But this will go on the App Store. So there's 5 miles. That sucks. I've used that. There's Mercari, Depop. Oh, that's close. Craigslist. Who uses Craigslist? Next door, Poshmark, ORU phones, buy and sell old phones. Huh. Never seen this before. Hang on. It's in India. It's an Indian marketplace. Because this was on the Play Store, and I'm like, ORU phones. I've never heard of that. Buy and sell used phones. But look, it's India's number one buy. I don't even know if it'll work over here. A lot of these won't. See, look, they're in, the prices are in rupees for India. Yeah, see, other than Swappa, there's no... And Swappa does more than phones. They do... Watch. Thank you for joining us today. It was actually really, really good live stream. I didn't really know what to expect because I kind of had a stomach bug all day and been offline and not really in tune with what's going on. But that's why we have the live stream, is we can see what's going on in tech every day together, right? Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And we will... I'm trying to think what I'm going to do. We're going to record, upload, and then obviously we'll do a live stream tomorrow. Whoa, giveaway tomorrow. I might do Amazon gift card tomorrow. Honestly, I don't, unless I can find a couple cases or something to give away. Maybe we'll do that. But if all else fails, I'll do Amazon gift card, like 20, maybe $30. I don't know. But regardless, we will do a giveaway tomorrow. Please join us. Maybe we'll do two. Hell, I don't know. Maybe we'll do cases and we'll have two winners, a cases and an Amazon gift card. And I'll deliver it over email. So you'll get it within a few minutes. So I can do that. I can go on my end, buy the Amazon gift card and email it to you, and away you go. So, my name is Taylor Bell for eSIM Studios. I appreciate everybody joining us. Please have a safe, enjoyable evening. And look forward to tomorrow's Friday live stream, where we will do a giveaway. As always, peace out and see you tomorrow.